What's going on, everybody? Salute to everybody that's watching. Make sure you like this video and share it, because this is a topic that I've alluded to in many of videos about where have the good women gone. And this is an article that was sent to me from the Daily Mail, and they questioned, I believe, 5 single guys about why they haven't found anybody worth dating. Also, they wanted to clap back against women who call them boring and grumpy slobs. This is what the article says. And I want to say this though. I've talked about the dating market and how social media has changed things. I think the fact that women have become more feminist minded, whether they accept the label or not, because they embrace being independent and being single. You also have women who have children already, and men don't want to be stepfathers. I think that plays a role into it as well. And when you have all of this going on, it affects the dating market. You know, men are not as quick to be stepdads anymore. Men aren't as quick to accept a woman after she done been ran through and hit the wall. They're not quick to get with those particular type females. But from a female's perspective too, I can understand that just a lot of men that ain't worth dating too. You know, you got men out here who got a bunch of kids. You got men out there with criminal records that can't get a job, can't keep a job. They're not driven. I think there are a lot of men these days that aren't driven. They're lazy. We've talked about these guys who basically leech off of every woman they're around, but women seemingly are attracted to those guys because they have quote unquote swagger. You know, that's what I've seen. You know, they're riding on the passenger side of their girlfriend's ride, you know, and because of that, these women, they think that that's normal because their mothers were in relationships like that. So you have young girls that grow up and they get with these guys because physically the guy may be everything that they want, but he ain't got no money. You know, he still owe back child support, and, you know, he ain't got no car, but women are okay with dating him because they saw their mothers doing it. And they feel like it's normal, and it's not. It's not normal for a woman to take care of a man. I'm sorry. It just isn't, you know, and as a man, I can say that because, you know, I feel like men should work for what they want. This is how women become attracted to you. You don't have to pay a dating coach to tell you that. And you have a lot of men who think that they're supposed to, you know, wine and dine. They're supposed to give compliments. They're supposed to walk up to her and be like, hey, I want to, let's do this. No, listen, man, the women will come to you. Women can sense a successful man 2 miles away, okay? By what you drive, how you carry yourself, you know, your body language, your confidence. If you are a confident man, a woman's going to see that. You know, a woman is going to see that. It's simple. But you have to work on it. It takes work. It's not going to be easy. It's not an easy process. You just have to work on building up your confidence slowly. And the best way to do that is to go out there and interact. Talk to women. You can just strike up random conversations. Don't mean you got to get a number. Just strike up random conversations. It helps build your self-esteem. It really does. It builds your confidence. There's a lot of lonely women out there. And I said this. Now, according to this Daily Mail article, 5 men share why they've struggled to find women worth dating. They ask if it's possible to find considerate women who don't want to rush things. One psychotherapist blames online dating and pornography for complications. Well, first off, why does X-rated movies get blamed? Everybody watches it. Men and women watch it. Okay, a lot. I've heard women, you know, who are attractive say they watch it, and I don't think it's stopping them from getting the D. And there are men who watch, you know, X-rated films themselves. They still out having productive sex lives. So why are they blaming that again? Well, I will say this though: the one thing about X-rated movies and watching them is that it does keep you from, you know, being quick to commit to a female because you feel like she's the only female in the world that you're going to be able to sleep with. There are dudes, I believe, that does that. They get with the women, get with the female, and they get whooped. They're completely whipped. Okay, they ready to marry her. They ready to spend their life with her after only sleeping with her a few times. There are dudes like that, and maybe porn keeps that from happening. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that could play a part, but I don't think that's a problem. Porn's been around for a long time. I don't think it's a problem. It's just like strip clubs. You got dudes who have productive dating lives. They still go to strip clubs. And I will say this for online dating. Online dating, what it does, it messes up the process of being able to go out and meet women. You know what I'm saying? To interact with women. And as a man, you need that. You need to go out there and interact, and have conversations. And I was at the movies yesterday. I was in line. I struggled with conversation with this female. And one thing, and she was like right in front of me in line. The thing was that I just said something very random. I didn't give her no eye contact or anything, but I could tell by her body language and how she looked back towards me that she was seeking either eye contact or to have conversations. And then we just struggled with conversation. There was another guy who was there, he added into the conversation as well. But that's just how it goes, man. You just strike up conversation. You can read a female's body language to tell whether she wants to talk to you or not. You know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. It helps the confidence. But the thing about online dating is that online dating, it takes away that element of seeing somebody and looking them in the eye, of a woman being able to look at you and know that you match your pictures, because you got women out there, they don't match their pictures, and you got dudes out there that don't match their pictures. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the drawbacks of online dating. Also, people can lie about their lives. You know what I'm saying? You got people out there who will tell you that they're living this great life when they're really not. Okay, here's the rest of the article. Say he is what you might call, with an understatement, a catch. Chris Gray, who's 57, is tall and attractive with dark hair and blue eyes. By his own admission, he is very well off. Owns several properties, including a $1.3 million terrace outside of an affluent Chiswick, West London area, I guess, and is financially set for life thanks to a series of successful investments. Well, I mean, you're single and you're 57. What are the prospects? I mean, you can still go out and date younger women or, get with another female, but it's like at 57, you didn't want to settle down when you were 50? I'm just saying, are you just going to be a bachelor? Like, I know you got the money part, but that's the thing. Like, are you trying to meet a woman who's not after your money? Anyway, a widower. Okay. Chris is educated and well-traveled, in part thanks to his previous career as a BBC cameraman of 30 years standing. Okay. The cherry on the cake, for hobbies, he flies small aircraft and enjoys dining in Michelin-starred hotels. Okay, so he's a widower. So why, you might wonder, Chris joined the growing band of British men, old and young, who have sworn off women forever. It's simple, he says. There simply aren't any good women out there. And this is coming from a 57-year-old Caucasian man who is financially well off. He's taking care of his money. He was a cameraman for 30 years, which means he was a blue-collar guy who saved his money, invested, and now he's good financially. But he doesn't want women who wants his money. And he must have a good radar for gold diggers. He must have a good gold digger radar. I guess when you got money, man, listen, let me tell y'all the difference. When a guy inherits and then the guy works, when a guy works hard for his money, he has a very good gold digger radar. Okay. Now with athletes, I will say this about pro athletes. A lot of pro athletes, they're pretty much financially set for a long time when they're about 20, 21. So they never really go through their 20s having to really dig their head, do something like really work towards the wealth. They sign, big contracts in their early 20s, right out of college, where they were basically coddled. They got a lot of yes people around them. They all of a sudden are the man of the family, and a lot of these guys, like this guy, you can tell, he for years had to work towards where he is now. Doesn't mean he wasn't making money as a cameraman, but it takes a while to learn to want to invest and what you want to do career-wise, saving money. I have given up I have many female friends, but I can't be bothered to deal with all the hangups and complications other women have. He says, often at my stage in life, many of them are divorced and seem full of bitterness and anger. I have said this. I have said that there is a lot of older women to me that seem very bitter and angry at the world. And it's because they spent their lives chasing after men that didn't either want to commit to them or who didn't care about them. And then they become older and they're bitter at the world because of the direction that their life took when they could have changed that, but they never did. That's certainly not the only complaint single men such as Chris direct at potential female partners they meet. Indeed, after the male recently recounted the stories of attractive single women who appear to have everything, yet said they still can't find a decent man, there was a significant backlash from male readers. Of course it is, man, because we as men know what's going on out there in the dating market. We know what women are dateable and who isn't. Especially you got a lot of older men that are basically saying, look, the dating market is not very good right now. But these women are trying to throw everything on us, as if they didn't have the opportunities to change their dating life. They insisted romances failed today, not because of male laziness and a lack of attention to their physical appearance as claimed, but because women are picky and demanding divas who either treat dates like job interviews or are all too keen to leap into bed. I will say it could be a mixture. Listen, man, there are men out there that aren't trying to strive to do better financially. But I will say this though, women have become very picky because a lot of women live their lives on social media. They really do. Go to any one of these social media platforms like your baller alerts or your shade rooms or other platforms as well. You will see that there are women out there that just refuse to change their dating habits because they think the men should just do better, which is fine. You should want men to do better, especially the men you're trying to date. But you have to look at it this way. Men are only going to change when they feel like women want change. If a woman is still willing to deal with you and you're flawed, that says a lot. And trust me, these guys know it. And when it comes to leaping into bed, let me tell you something. There are women out there that are really aggressive. They are really aggressive towards, trying to make a relationship go forward. But let me tell you something like this though. Women are no different than men when it comes to sex. You got women that wants to get in, hop into bed just like men do. Women are just more low key about it because of the stigma. But I don't think that stigma really exists much anymore. If you look at the patterns of women and how they are on social media, they're showing little to nothing. They're leaving nothing to the imagination. So you can only imagine how they are mentally, their mindset, in regards to men being straightforward with them. You know what I'm saying? So y'all let me think in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts.